Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. I'll be going over the 20 books that I want to be reading this month in July. Now, have I read 20 books so far this year? No. So is this ambitious? Yes. But do I also delusionally believe that I can do this? Yes, I do. I finished my TAFE pretty much. Started 2 assignments ago, but I pretty much just all finished it. I'm on semester break for uni, so I really only need to be worrying about work. So I genuinely think that I can do this, and I will. So these are going to be the 20 books that I'll be reading this month, hopefully. I'm very behind on my reading goal, and I want to get back into the habit of reading more because the thing is there are so many books I want to read and I'm so excited to read. I think now it's just a good time to read it. I am also doing Summerween this month, so that video will be coming. I'll be going over my Summerween book. I'm so excited about them. Also, I will be doing Herked 3, which is the hardest reading challenge I'll ever do, version 3, which started on the 7th of July. I will be participating in that, and then I will be finishing on the 7th of July next year. And I'm so excited about that. There are so many books I want to read for that. I will be making a video dedicated towards that, but today we're going to be talking about my July TBR. The first books, I have 3, and technically they all count as one, okay? So I will be reading the Off-Campus series. I've already read The Deal and the Mistake. Okay, well, reread because I read them when I was 14 years old and I'm just rereading them. I am in the middle of The Score right now. So this one is this girl who just got out of this long-term relationship, and then this guy, and he's just like a player, and he's like never in a relationship. He's just always from girl to girl to girl, and like never goes back to the same girl twice. Whereas she was on again, off again relationship with a guy for so long. And then they have a special time together, and then she's just like, no, like I don't want casual, but then he wants her. So as it says here, he starts to wonder if maybe it's time to stop focusing on scoring and shoot for love. I'm very intrigued about this. I'm enjoying my time so far. Next, we have The Goal, which is, I don't know, I think there's a child involved in this. There's this one. I think I may have read this one. I haven't read this one. I read the first 2. Haven't read this one. I don't know if I've read this one because I also didn't think I'd read The Mistake, and the minute that I started reading it, I was like, oh, I've read this before. And then we have the 4 stories, like the little mini novellas for all of them. Now again, the first 2 books rated 3 stars. The Score actually might be 4 stars, but like it's a fun college hockey romance published in the 2010s. Like that's the vibe, that's what to expect, that's what you're gonna get, and it's just fun, okay? And also because the show is out, everyone's talking about the show, it's making me be like, I need to actually read these. And I was supposed to read these years ago, but there was an entire thing with the blue sprayed edges because I wanted them, and I ordered them specially from like, I don't know, England or something to get them. They didn't happen, they didn't get it, and then I got upset and I didn't read them, and then I was going to paint them myself, and that didn't happen. So it was just like an entire mess, so we're just going to ignore that. Okay, now I'm reading them. It's fine. It's fine. I feel like I'm ranting about this and no one cares. Anyways, next book that I'm going to be reading is The Caretaker, and I am so excited about this book. So I read another book by this author called We Used to Live Here last year. 5 stars. I loved it, but I also loved it because I loved Reddit No Sleep, and I would watch this YouTuber in particular, and she would like read them, especially the No Sleep ones. I loved them, and the scary storytelling, I loved it. So this book really did feel like the No Sleep scary storytelling. Like I don't know, I feel like all those Reddit stories, the really good ones, they had like this distinct feel about them, and I loved it. Like I genuinely love We Used to Live Here. I loved it so much. I'm so excited for this book, and it's called The Caretaker, so I can only assume that there is some sort of caring involved. So yeah, again, I don't want to go too much into it. And I also am not going to tell you too much. And also I'm not going to tell you too much about all these books because I don't want to know so much about them. The Caretaker, I'm so excited to read. And I just know it's going to be at least 4 stars because I haven't really heard anyone talk about it. But I loved We Used to Live Here so much. So now I'm going to love this. And I don't have the actual physical book because I am going on a book buying ban. Really. Like I'm so proud of myself this year. I really haven't bought that many books, which for me is like a very big achievement. So what I'm doing instead is I'm reading the books through other means, and if I really like them, I can buy the book because it doesn't count towards my physical TBR because I've already read it. That is my current plan. So I'm so excited to get to this book. Next we have Crown Me Yours. Now I read Crown Me Dead and I loved it. It's basically about this kingdom where there is this rot, and the rot has infested the royalty, the rot has infested all the nobles, commoners, peasants, everyone. Like the rot is just killing everyone and everything. There is this guy that comes to this girl and is like, you can get rid of the rot that's killing your family that you love dearly. Just like come with me to the castle, seduce the king, get the king to sacrifice you, and then the rot will go away. It is so good. I love that book so much. Crown Me Yours is the second one, and I am planning on audiobooking this. I read it on my Kindle, the first one, loved it, but I think I want to listen to it because something happened at the end of that book which I was like, I don't want it to happen, like this better not happen in this book, and it happened. So I don't know, but I think I want to audiobook it. But also the writing was really beautiful. I really enjoyed it. The audiobook doesn't come out to the end of this month, so I won't be listening to it at the end of the month, but I'm so excited and I really want to read it because I really loved Crown Me Dead and I was very impressed with it. Next book we have is Genesis, like the Genesis version of The Exorcist House. So I read The Exorcist House, loved it. It was giving me major Conjuring vibes. Essentially, this family moves into this old farmhouse. There's a well in the basement and there's like a demon in there. It has like orange glowing eyes. It's like possession. It's really good. Genesis, we're getting some more backstory for this. Okay, I've started Genesis. I'm enjoying it, so I want to finish it. I'm listening to that on Audible. Okay, I'm doing a lot of listening because I'm very busy because I do have 2 jobs, I fear. But what also about this book, we're also getting a sort of like follow-on from the original characters and the original family in The Exorcist House. I'm very interested in that because I wasn't expecting that. I thought Genesis was just going to be completely before everything, and we're getting the before, and we're getting characters that have since now died, but we're also getting the family. So I'm very intrigued about that. Very intrigued to continue making my way through that book. Now, the next book is a book for Summerween. So that is Tourist Season by Bryn Weaver. Now, this was on my physical TBR because I did Summerween to get books from, like, get them down from my physical TBR. And also, I don't know, I want to get books down physical TBR, but I did buy 2 books. But we're not going to talk about that because 3 of them are coming off, okay? It's fine. Okay, I really want to do this. So this is a very nice book. I don't know, I like this special edition. Oh my god, it's signed in pink gel pen, pink sparkly gel pen. But I ordered this edition especially now that I think about it. I did actually. I got it from Barnes & Noble, but I live in Australia, so I had to order it online. This book, don't know what it is, no. But the theme for Summerween is like somewhat like carnival, fair, that kind of thing. Welcome to Cape Carnage. It's a seaside town. It seems fun. But yeah, I don't really know too much about it. I am excited to read it. Well, I'm not actually that excited to read it, to be honest. I think the cover's beautiful, but I don't know how excited I am to actually read this. We will just see. I like the font. Next, we have Joyland. Now, I bought this book. This is a Stephen King book. It is about this college student who takes a summer job at Joyland. Joyland is, I think it's a carnival, I'm assuming. This is like an old kind of style cover. I like it. The book is not very long either. And I was just not interested in this. I've read quite a few Stephen King books, so I'm interested to see what I'm going to think about this one. And it's a little bit shorter. Next thing we have is The Hex Girls, which also for Summerween. I ordered this one. I think this cover is so cute. I love little mini hardbacks. I love them so much. I love Scooby-Doo. I love the Mystery Incorporated version because that was like my childhood. Also my childhood was like the one that was like before that and it was like grainy. But I really love this. I love the Scooby-Doo movies. I love the zombie one. And then there was like the one on an island. Loved that one. I love Scooby-Doo. And I love the Hex Girls. Like I remember when I was younger, I loved the Hex Girls so much. Scooby, actually, I wonder if like Scooby's gonna be in this. Velma's in it. Shaggy is as well. I'm assuming that Scooby's gonna be in this, but I'm so excited. So this is also another book for Summerween. Next book for Summerween, we have Summer Rental, and then obviously I'm gonna make a video for Summerween, right? And then I'll go through all the prompts and like what all these fit into. But I have Summer Rental. Now this book is pitched as Scream Girls, Scream Queens. That show, Mean Girls Meet Scream. It's about this group of friends and they go to this island for like one last party weekend before college, and then one of their friends goes missing, and then there's a hurricane, so then the group is cut off from civilization and they're trapped inside their rental house and a killer stalks them one by one. No one is safe. Everyone is a suspect. I think this book seems very interesting. It's also quite short. I like the cover. Last book, Summerween, we have You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight, and in this book there is this camp, this summer camp. It's like this slasher summer camp where these people go, and it's acting out a slasher movie, except people start disappearing and then someone dies. This main character, Charity, she is the final girl. You know, the final girl where like everyone else dies and she's the only one that's left. But then that becomes real. So I think that's so interesting. I also am obsessed with this cover as well. I bought this last year for Halloween because I had an extensive Halloween TBR and I didn't get to it, but that's fine because we now have this book now for Summerween. Okay, so those are my Summerween books and I'm very excited for them. So if you want to hear me talk about them more in depth and like what my thoughts are, then Summerween video or like my wrap up or something. The next book that I want to read is Into the Blue. I have heard so many things about this book. So many people talking about how this love story is so beautiful, it made them cry. Writing is beautiful. It's a love story that transcends time and space, which intrigues me because I'm assuming when people say that, it's because it actually does transcend time and space. Very intrigued, very excited for it. I feel like I love romances that have also more to them. Like I do love just a fluffy romance, but I also love other stuff as well in them. I'm very excited for Into the Blue. There's also Lost Lambs, which I can't remember. I was watching some girl's video and she was talking about it and it was like, I think it's a dysfunctional family dynamic. I'm not really sure. I think the cover looks nice. And also on my Audible, when I preview like all the audiobooks because if the narrator has a not nice voice, I will not listen to it because I'm like, it'll annoy me. But I really liked the narrator's voice. So I'm very excited for this book. I don't know, I haven't really heard much about it, but I think it's like a literary fiction, dysfunctional family type vibe. And there's like lots of different perspectives. Yeah, so I do love books where there's lots of different perspectives and lots of different storylines because I think it can make it more engaging. My thing would be if it then becomes too convoluted with too many people's stories and like things aren't seamless, but we will see. Okay. Next we have Starside, which is a novel by Alex Astor. Now, I have not read Lightlark. I have no plans to read Lightlark. I don't have any plans to read whatever summer book she came out with either, the romance one. This one, I've just seen so many people rave about it and talk about how good it is. And it seems interesting. So I'm like, well, maybe I just need some sort of fantasy that isn't overly complicated and it's just easy and fun and just, yeah, I don't know. So I'll read it and I'll see what I think about it and then I guess I'll update you. If I read it, I mean, probably listen to it. Probably. I don't know, because like I said, these books, I don't have them and I'll only get them if I really love them. So library, my digital library, they're coming in clutch here. Okay. Next we have The Broken Girls, which is a thriller, I believe. It's by Simone St. James, which I read summer. What did I read by her? I can't remember what book I read by her. What book? I actually can't see it, but it came back to me. It's Sundown Motel, and I really did enjoy it. But The Broken Girls, this one is, okay, it's a suspense novel, and it's like set in Vermont, which, Herkhead, that's one of the, it's going to be one of the prompts, and there's a place for the girls whom no one wants. The hall, there's 4 roommates. I can't, it's like, I think past and present, yeah, because there's 1950 and then 2014. And then I'm interested in this, and I don't remember why I wanted to read this, because I enjoyed Sundown Motel, and I'm interested in this one. Next we have Writers and Lovers by Lily King, because I wanted to read Hard Lover, which I'm going to talk about in a second, but Writers and Lovers because that's what you read before, and I don't really know what it's about. I'm assuming there's writers in it. Probably. I'm assuming there's writers. And I guess I did a little bit of research, but the book is kind of exploring the transition from one phase of a life to another and just how that's gonna go. I don't know. I'm interested in it. Okay. And then I wanted to read Heart Lover because I've heard so many people talk about this, and again, I don't really know much what it is about. There's like all this. You can pause to read it. Oh, whoops, that's terrible. You can pause to read it if you want. Like, I don't want to go into these books with too much of an expectation, because I feel like every time I do that, I get so disappointed because I've built enough in my mind about what I want to happen, and then it doesn't happen, and I'm like, that's really disappointing. But it's like, I should have never had that expectation because there was no guarantee, you know? Regardless, I really want to read them. I also want to read the Unselected Journals of Emma M. Lyon, at least the first one. It's quite short, and I think something in there is about London. Okay, I really badly want to go to England. I'm basic, sue me. But I think it's like very charming in a way. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But I feel like, I don't know, I heard lots of people talk about it. But I feel like I haven't heard like much about what it is. To be honest, when people first started talking about it, I literally thought it was like an autobiography or something. Because you know how there's the unabridged journals of Sylvia Plath? So they'll take like a famous person and then like they'll go snooping for their diary and then like publish it for everyone to read. I literally thought that was another case here. But I think it genuinely is a fiction. So, well, I guess we'll get to it when we get to it. We can go through it. But I'm very excited for that. I also really badly want to read Phoebe Berman's Gonna Lose It. Phoebe has intimacy anxiety. She really wants to lose her virginity. And this book, there's like, I think, three to be exact, different contenders of men that she's like thinking about being with. And I think she's almost 30 or turning 30 or something. But yeah, she has a lot of intimacy anxiety and I'm interested. I feel like every single person who's talked about this book has talked about how much they love Phoebe and how much they either relate to her anxiety or like how she thinks about things, or just they just love her. So I'm excited. I think the cover is very pretty. Now apparently like some sort of influencer or something has written this book, or like a podcaster. I have no idea who that person is, so I'm not going into this book with like any notion of like, oh, I really love this person, so I wonder how I'm gonna like their book, because I don't know who the author is. Also, The Bright Years. I'm interested in The Bright Years. I think that's also another family literary fiction type thing. I'm not entirely sure, okay? I feel like everything I'm saying is like, I'm not entirely sure, but like I want to read this. And I don't know. I guess if you have read any of these books, let me know and tell me what you think of it. And then if you think that I like it or not, you can kind of see from there where even is The Bright Years, because it has a very high rating. Yeah, see, one family, 4 generations, a secret son, devastating addiction, a Texas family is met with losses and surprises. Just a big story, and I'm excited and I'm curious and I want to read it. Next we have a thriller. We have My Husband's Wife by Alice Feeney. I've read Rock, Paper, Scissors by her. I think I started to read Daisy Darker, never got around to finishing it. Can't remember if there's any more that I read by her, but I know that I've 100% read Rock, Paper, Scissors. I actually did enjoy that. My Husband and Wife seems interesting. I think it's this woman, I actually don't know I actually don't know, but I feel like it's this woman who, she leaves one day, she comes back, she can't get inside the house, and like her husband is in there, and he has like a family. Yes, it is quite literally about this woman who goes on a run. She comes back, she tries to put a key in the door, and then it doesn't work, and then inside there's a woman who looks like her. And it's just kind of like, well, who's lying? Who is the wife? You know, like what's going on here? Very, very interested. The last book that I want to read is Wolfworm. It is written by T. Kingfisher, which I have read the Twisted Ones, and I really liked the Twisted Ones. The Twisted Ones was weird. It was weird and so disturbing, but I also really enjoyed that book, and I feel like I do want to reread it because it was genuinely so interesting, but so disturbing as well. So Wolfworm, I think, is also in the same thing. So it's set in North Carolina. Something darker than the devil is stalking North Carolina. It is this wolfworm. Now apparently this book is like very much filled with insects. Insects scare me. I don't really like insects. Spiders don't bother me, but it's like the bugs that do. Oh, especially worms, and they're wiggling, and it's like, or like even like small worms. What? See, like in Crown Me Dead, there was lots of talk of maggots, and that made me sick. It made me sick a little bit, because it's like, what do you mean the maggot was in her mouth? Like, what do you mean the maggot was wiggling through in her teeth? Okay, I can't. I'm feeling a bit queasy about it, but I think Wolfworm will be a good book for me to read. Well, actually, I don't know. I don't think it will be, but I want to read it. Those are the 20 books I want to read this month. Will I do it? Okay. Will I read 20 books this month? I want to read all these. I want to get to these as much as possible, and I want to prioritize these. And I also think, also by having an extensive TBR, it will make me prioritize reading. And I have been doing that. I have been reading the off-campus books on my lunch break. Okay, I've been reading times when I'd normally watch YouTube. I just keep putting everything I watch later. And I haven't watched YouTube because I'm like, well, I want to read, and I really don't have that much time, so I need to start picking things. Like, it's like, okay, I can read, but that means no TV, no movies, no YouTube. Or it's like I need to pick, because it's like books, TV, YouTube, and movies. I can only have one a day. Like, there's just not enough time for everything else. So I can have one a day. What's it gonna be? And I think I'm prioritizing reading. I'm very excited for all these books. All of them intrigue me. There's also, I think, not as much like pressure on me because I don't actually own these books, but then also in the sense of I don't own these books. So if I want to read them, I'm gonna have to read them now. Because I think a lot of the reason why I'd buy books is because I was scared I was gonna forget about them and forget they existed and then not end up reading them. But then I'd buy them and I'd be like, okay, well I have them, and then I kind of not feel any pressure, so I'm like, well I have them, so I'll get to them at some point. Whereas there's kind of an urgency because it's like, well I don't own these books, so people can just like unpublish a book, or like it can go away. You know, how many books do you want to read this month? What are your current reads? What book do you want to finish this month? Let me know. And yes, I've got lots of videos planned. I guess I'll see you next time. See you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.